Hey everybody, this is Tommy with AldermanFarms, AldermanFarms Apiary and Bee Sanctuary. And if you saw the video from yesterday, it was actually posted today, which is Sunday, May the 3rd. I cracked open the box to check on small hive beetles, see what was going on in there, and got some really cool footage of the honeybees imprisoning small hive beetles. And so today, we're going to actually get in and inspect the frames. It's been almost a month since this swarm took up residence, since we moved them into the horizontal deep layings frame hive. And one of the advantages, I think, of the horizontal hive model is that if you notice, I've taken the cover off and you can see some bees down along the side, but I have not disturbed the colony. And I'll be able to basically take one frame out at a time, although I will have to move the frames a little bit to get room to work. But I'm curious to see a couple of things, just like I was the last time I broke into the hive to look, is I want to see what damage, if any, the small hive beetles are doing. I've also caught a couple of wax moths in the open side over here. I had some empty frames propping up the divider board, but I took those out yesterday because this divider board is pretty well propolized in place. So I don't know if I'm going to find any wax moths in the hive body itself, the colony area. And I want to see, there was quite a few small hive beetles that the bees were imprisoning and guarding yesterday. So as long as they're doing their job and handling the small hive beetle population, we're going to be fine. I just want to make sure that there's not small hive beetle damage in the combs themselves. Second thing is, I'm looking for brood. I'm looking for cap brood and looking for eggs, hopefully. I can tell you that I sat in front of the hive a few minutes today and they're still toting in pollen, so that's a good sign. They're needing that pollen to make bee bread to feed babies, so that should tell me, hopefully that tells me that there are baby bees and future baby bees inside the colony. So I'm going to suit up, get my smoker going, and then we'll get busy checking the hive. All right, so here we go. Before I pushed record on the video, I applied a little bit of smoke down in this big open chamber. And I learned that smoke makes hive beetles run. So we had a free-for-all here for just a second because hive beetles went everywhere, and I used my hive tool to rid the hive of 5 or 6 of them. So let's break the divider board and see what we got. First thing I'm already bracing myself for is for hive beetles, small hive beetles, to be going every which way. But I'm not going to panic. I don't care if the adults are in here if they're not doing any damage. But I will take a moment to kill all that I can see. They did have it propolized pretty well. And they are chasing some hive beetles. I just want to move it enough that I can have room to work. So I'll sit it right there. All right, so this is the very end frame that I'm going to look at now. If I can keep from getting distracted by small hive beetles. I think I enjoy killing those a little more than I should. So, on the very last frame in the hive, they have started drawing out down to here, up here some, but here's some capped honey. So that's good if they're capping honey on the last frame that I have in there. So I brought a couple of frames out here with me to add. I don't know if I will or not just yet. I may add one, since they are occupied on this frame. See what we got on the other side. Very similar. They have drawn all the way down to here, and all of this up here at the top is capped honey. So that's exciting. That is on frame number 6. So that's good that they've already got that much honey in here. Let's see what we got next. And as always, pray for me that if I get stung, I don't sling this frame and cause mayhem. I was going to wear some rubber gloves and completely forgot. I also just now realized that I forgot to button my sleeves up so they couldn't crawl up my sleeves, and I think I'll do that right now. Alright, so let's look at frame number 5. I can see capped honey on frame number 5. Boy, it's propolized good. Maybe I ought to give them a little smoke. How about that? Alright, back to frame number 5 here. Well, I'm seeing capped honey on the next one too, on frame number 4. Okay, this is frame number 5. And I see brood. Yes! I see brood. I see larva. Now, I don't know about the color of this. Of course, this is honey up here. And as I understand it, it's sort of a, the way they do this in the wild is that they'll have brood in the middle and honey up around the top. Don't look at me as an expert on that. That's just what I understand. Okay. So I'm a little puzzled. Okay, expert beekeepers out there, more experienced beekeepers, I'm a little puzzled by the color of this because I expect capped brood to be a little bit more reddish or maroonish. That's what it looks like when I watch YouTube videos. But I can definitely see larvae inside these cells. Some of these cells. Now, I'm totally inexperienced. I'm very new at this. Am I looking at bee larvae or am I looking at small hive beetle larvae? I don't know. I do see one capped cell that has a hole in it right here. Are they about to drag that out of there? I don't know. Actually, I see a few. Here's one down here, here's one here, here's one here, here's one here. The more I'm looking. So I just don't know. I don't know what I'm looking at. Help me out there. Let's look on the other side. Uh-oh, that looks like the beginning of a queen cell right there. Surely not, huh? Maybe that tells me I definitely need to be adding a frame. So honey up at the top. I see pollen. I see larvae in cells. I just don't know. Let's keep going. Let's keep looking. All right, I see something down here at the bottom. that looks like it shouldn't be there. Oh, you see that? That looks like that shouldn't be there. That looks like something bad. So I'm gonna dig that out of there. Let the bees fix it. All right, that was frame number 5. Let's take a look at frame number 4. Also propolized in there pretty good. Notice I'm moving slowly and deliberately when I take them out and put them back down in. Similar pattern with honey at the top. I see lots of larvae of some kind in these cells. I'm hoping it's bees. So you guys tell me what I'm looking at. Tell me about the color of the caps. I mean, there's a ton of larvae in there. Am I seeing brood cells that have already been used and have birthed bees already and they're being reused, or what? Let's see what we got on the other side. More of the same, honey at the top. Now, here's the thing. I have seen a couple of small hive beetles. But not many. So, you know, I just don't know what to think. And again, some of these cap cells are open, and there's not an adult bee opening in there about to emerge or anything. I need to do some research and see some photographs or some video of larvae at various stages within the cell. Very slow, deliberate movements. To sort of keep them placated. Let's give it a little more smoke before we look at frame number 3. Sure would be nice to be able to spot the queen. We'll see how that works out. All right, frame number 3. Similar construct. Honey at the top. It looks like pollen, I guess. And there are larvae at various stages of development in these cells. Some are capped. But again, it's just not the color I expected it to be. Now, that could be because these are new. I don't know. We'll see. I can't wait to hear comments from my more experienced beekeeping viewers to let me know if I have reason to be concerned. Chock full of larvae. And I think I see in a couple of these cells, I really didn't pay attention on the other frames because the larva just jumped right out at me, but I think I see what looks like eggs in a bunch of the cells, or some of the cells that look used. So that's interesting. All right, let's check the other side. If you remember, if you've seen the video I did about hygienic behavior, I've captured the bees on film carrying out what appeared to be malformed larva or something. You know, something was up with the larva and they removed it. So I'm wondering if, you know, I've mentioned a couple times that I see some cells that appear to be partially uncapped. Y'all help me out here. Is it possible that what I'm seeing is cells that are not finished capping? Maybe that's it. My daughter Carly Ann's out here looking. Like, see this cell right here, Carly Ann?
Mm-hmm. Like it's halfway open.
And right here, you know, I don't. That maybe because I can see inside of these that there's a full-size larva in there, so it may be that they hadn't finished capping it.
How long did they take to hatch?
I don't remember.
Oh.
Way to go, Carly Ann. Thank you.
Sorry.
So
Whoever comments the answer first wins.
the white cells at the top, Carly Ann, is capped honey.
Oh wow. How long will it take for it to be ready?
Oh, it's ready once it's capped.
Oh,
But
no way.
I don't know if we'll have enough for us to get this year.
Right.
Because we want to make sure that the bees have plenty.
Because they eat it, right?
Yeah, now look, like I told Corey, he came out here watching me one day. If something happens and I get stung and drop these frames,
Take off.
run.
But they seem really docile.
They are. They're very docile bees.
Look at that one got smushed.
Yeah, that one got smushed probably the last time I was out here. So, all right, let me give them a little bit more smoke, and we'll go to frame number 2. You know, I forgot to look for the queen on that one. There goes a doggone beetle. You know, I haven't seen anything that would look like mite related. And again, I don't know what I'm looking for that would tell me that I've got mites. I certainly haven't seen any mites. So, same pattern again. Honey at the top. I see, looks like nectar or pollen in there. Brood in the middle. Guys, tell me about this pattern. I know there's a lot of talk about patterns. It's drawn out way down to here. Not completely, different levels of being drawn out, but they've worked all the way down here somewhat. Lots of larvae in these cells. I can't quite tell if you can see that. A big old honking looking cell right here that I don't know if they're trying to build another queen cell or not. So, you know what? I need to be looking for the queen. What a terrible beekeeper I am that I'm not even looking for the queen. But as I've mentioned, you know, I watch Kaylee Richardson at the Honeystead and Randy at 628 Dirt Rooster Bees. I watch JP the Bee Man, Barnyard Bees. There's a big old drone up there. I watch all these people who have got great experience and it seems like they can spot a queen from 100 yards away. And I might have it right in my face and not be able to see it. There's a bee with some pollen on it. Looks like it's taking it off its leg right now, or trying to. Okay, a lot of bees here. Maybe she's on here. I know what the queen looks like. I know that she's got an elongated body. Maybe somebody is watching right now on this video and can see her and take a screenshot and circle it with a red circle and send it to me. I'm gonna take a minute and just look. Well, I don't see her. She could be on there. I don't see her. I sure hope what I'm seeing is brood. That's going to make me a very happy man. So I'm going to have to send send a link to this video to Kaylee and JP the Bee Man and Randy. And, well, I haven't ever really talked to JP, but Kaylee and Kaylee Richardson at the Honeystead, who has beautiful, just cinematographic, is that right? Cinematographical? I don't know. It's very cinematic. That's what I'm looking for. Cinematic videos. She does a great job with that. So I'm going to have to send her a link to this video and to Randy at 628 Dirt Rooster Bees and have them look at this video and tell me, yeah, Tommy, you're looking at brood, or no, Tommy, that's all from small hive beetles and you need to kill it with fire. Nah. Tell you what, let's do. Let's give them a little more smoke, and then we're going to look at the frame number one, the far frame on that end. Smoker's doing well today. I started it out with a little hay and then added some pine straw from out here. So if I'm seeing brood, that means we got brood on several frames. So yeah, I'm going to add at least one frame today. I saw that what looked like the beginnings of a queen cell. In fact, I've seen a couple what appeared to be the beginnings of a queen cell. I see another one on here. I just don't know. Okay, I see lots of looks like nectar and pollen. I don't see what looks like, I see the possibility of an egg every now and then, but I don't think so. I think that's just nectar and pollen. Yeah, it looks like they're making this a honey frame. It's, again, they've started drawing out at least all the way almost to the bottom. So, as expected, if what I'm seeing is honeybee brood, they are the ones on the frames that line up with the entrance to the hive. Full of bees on this side. They still got frame to draw out. Capped honey, uncapped honey. I do see a hive beetle, and that's one of the first hive beetles I've noticed in a cell. There's another one, and they're trying to dig it out. The honeybees are. So I'm thinking that they, unless my beekeeper friends tell me that all that larva was not honeybee larva, then I'm going to think that they're doing a pretty good job policing this up. So right now I'm gonna have a positive. I'm just gonna insist on being positive and thinking that what I've been seeing oh yeah, there's a ton of bees down here just in the open slot where I had this. So y'all tell me if I'm making the wrong decision. I think I'm going to add both of the frames that I brought out here that they're fully fully waxed foundation, European small cell foundation. And I think I'm going to add them both. Let me go grab them. You know, it just occurs to me that I didn't see anything in there that I did not see a wax moth or anything that I could interpret to be evidence of a wax moth. I hope I'm not making a mistake putting 2 more foundation frames in here, but I want them to make sure they have plenty of room to expand. And if that was bee larva that I saw, then they're going to need some room to grow. Now I may have to come up again. Uh-oh. I may have to come up again with something to keep my keep my divider board standing upright. I know the bees will propolize it given time. No, it feels like it's going to be a pretty good fit right here. Yeah. That's a good fit. Oh no. Sorry. It's a better fit at the top than it is at the bottom. I hope I'm going to have an opportunity to eventually this colony is going to grow to the point where they can fill up this entire box. It's got 2 entrances. I don't know how how I'm supposed to handle the 2 entrances. I originally thought about I need to do a little grooming. Originally thought about having a second hive over here, but I just don't think a second colony separated by a divider board. But the more I hear and think about that, I don't think it'd be a good idea. So, if I'm able to continue to add frames as the colony grows, man, it'd be great to fill up this whole box, for this colony to fill up this whole box. We'll see how that goes. Then my question will be to my beekeeper expert friends, do I open the second entrance or do I just leave it? I know if I had 2 entrances, that's more entrances for the bees to defend, so I don't know. That gal just wrapped up a small hive beetle and took off with it. Flew out of here. That's good stuff. Okay, so if you've got answers to my many questions, please leave them in the comments section below. Thank you for watching. I would appreciate it if you'd give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. It all counts. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Also, go check out the hunting stead and say hey to Kaylee. And go check out 628 Dirt Rooster Bees. Look at this fine Dirt Rooster bee cap I've got. Worth every penny, man. This is a high quality fitted cap. It don't even mess your hair up when you take it off. But got 628 Dirt Rooster on the back. You can see it's that fabric that breathes, but man, it fits so well. And Randy said it makes the color in my eyes come out. I think it looks great up against my white beard. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll check in on my LSU colony here in a couple of weeks and see if they've done anything with these 2 new frames that I've added. And I can't wait to find out from Kaylee and Randy and anybody else who knows, was I looking at bee brood or was I looking at small hive beetle brood? I don't know. Anyway, Tommy from Alderman Farms, Apiary and Bee Sanctuary, checking out. Thanks for watching. See you next time.